Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Hey, Tom. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Good morning and happy Thanksgiving to you as well. How are you this
morning? It's not just thanks. Well, I'll get to that. Go ahead. Please proceed.
I was just going to ask, how are you doing this fine Thanksgiving morning?
I'm good. This is a doubly important day to me. This is also my anniversary. It's 33 years.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Excellent.
I was married at the age of 4. If you're looking at me, if you're on the podcast, welcome. I don't look a day over what? What would you say, Tom?
54.
Yeah. Well, that's good because I'm 55, soon to be 56. So
I gave you a little bit of credibility there.
So I just want to say one of my greatest accomplishments, no lie, is being married to the person I've been married to, who is one of the greatest people I've ever met. And I don't always convey that, so I'm conveying that publicly today. I'm so thankful for her and everything she does for me.
Nice. I hope she gets a chance to watch this. That would be nice.
All right, everyone. It would be a first.
Well, you never know.
Although she used the word renegade a couple weeks ago and really threw me. She was like, oh, it's kind of like your renegade thing. I was like, yes.
Nice. Well, good morning, everyone. Whether you are listening to the podcast or you are watching our broadcast on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube.
Whoa. Not just LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Live.
Did you get yelled at yesterday for being so loud in your office? Did you? Yeah.
That's
so
why
if you
I
weren't
turned
watching,
it down.
if you missed yesterday was our first ever episode on LinkedIn
Live.
And Bob was doing that, but probably a little bit louder. And so I think his office mates were likely not happy with him. So
frustrated.
So we are going to have our conversation today we're going to continue the conversation around being grateful, and appropriately, we're going to talk about celebrating as a part of being grateful. And before we get to that, we want to dive into a little bit of what we try to accomplish. We have a conversation around this topic, and then at the end, we offer our one thing, our today's antidote. That thing that might help you today or might help you somewhere down the road when you need this information to deal with something that you're dealing with and you're not quite sure what to do. So we hope that if you have comments you'd like to share around this topic, please feel free to add them in the comments. Or at the end, you can also, you could add your one thing, your antidote that may be beneficial for somebody who's out there looking for it today. So if you are listening to the podcast, sorry you don't get a chance to comment, yet you could rate our show because that will help.
5 stars.
5 stars, because that will
I don't
help.
know why I hold my hand up like that. Really doesn't do much if you're listening to the podcast.
Well, it's for those people who maybe sometimes listen or watch the show and sometimes listen, so that when they are there, they'll know that 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that all being said, we would also enjoy it if you would share this podcast with others. For those people who are out there, maybe a business leader, entrepreneur, maybe they are a member of a team and are struggling with it, or they've just become a new leader and are looking for new ways to manage their teams and deal with their new role, because those are challenging times for certain. Or you're just someone who's looking for a little different way to look at things. You're like the idea of a renegade, and you're trying to better determine how you are a renegade in your daily life. So with that, let's dive into what we always do with the start of our show, talking about celebrations. I think I know what you're celebrating, but I'll give you another chance to say it.
I'm celebrating my girlfriend. No, I'm celebrating my wife.
Probably should edit that out. But anyhow, continue.
No, I'm celebrating my wife for all that she puts up with, big and small, great and ungreat, health and unhealth. She has lived up to everything that we said when we got married. We stood in front of our friends and our family and God and said that we were going to spend eternity together. And there have been days that it's felt like eternity for her and probably for me too. But there have also been some great days and some moments that I can't thank her enough for.
All ways you can be grateful for all of those, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. And for me on this Thanksgiving Day, I'm celebrating that our whole family, immediate family, is together. And we are also joined by my in-laws and my son's girlfriend. So It will be a full house with a lovely day. And I get to cook the turkey and the stuffing. One of my favorite things to do as a part of this day. And so I'm really looking forward to spending a few hours putting that all together.
Do you put the stuffing in the turkey or do you cook it separately? I know it used to be packed it in the turkey and, we ran the risk of dying from some dreaded internal organ disease, but now seems like we've moved to the other extreme where we cook it in a separate casserole dish of some sort.
I'm a separate casserole dish type of person.
And what is in your stuffing or dressing? Is there sausage? Is there onion?
Because my daughter is a vegetarian.
Okay, no sausage.
I make one with sausage and one without it.
Okay, what's in the one without sausage in place of sausage?
Nothing. Celery, onions, breadcrumbs.
Butter, right?
Butter, spices.
Spice. Okay.
All of those things that add to.
My favorite part of Thanksgiving is the stuffing.
I agree. I could have the stuffing, and it's interesting. When I was first trying to get healthy and eat more healthfully.
Yes.
I was going to say eat better, but that didn't sound very. Eat good.
Eat good in the neighborhood.
The month I started was November. And one of the hardest things about that was trying to not have gluten, not have dairy, was not having stuffing. And I persevered through it. It was very difficult. And it was a challenge that I was glad I actually did. It showed that if I really wanted to do this, and one of the things that I enjoy the most, I could avoid. That means I could go back and do it again, or I could continue doing it at other times. So that was hard,
Nice.
And I'm looking forward to the stuffing. That's for
We
sure.
have a couple of loaves of gluten-free bread that was cut up last night. It's drying out like it needs to, and we'll have a gluten-free stuffing tomorrow.
That's right, because you're
Today.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
We're recording this.
I think they probably figured that out. The fact that you're in your office.
I couldn't be on my office on Thanksgiving Day, kicked out by my family. Come on, that's possible.
All right. So I hate to ask this question, but I have to ask because we do it every day. What is the nation celebrating?
All right, Tom, you asked. I'm going to give you the whole list. It's National Parfait Day. It's Shopping Reminder Day. I don't know what that is, to remind me that I need to shop tomorrow on Black Friday. And it's also, and I know you like this one because we talked about it, it's Blasé Day.
I'm not sure
You just don't really have to care about anything.
Yeah, I'm very blasé about Blasé Day.
I think Friday would be a better Blasé Day because I've had some Fridays after Thanksgiving where I just sit and watch college football all day. And it's like, yeah, whatever. Eat leftovers.
Might be the best day. A lot less stress. The food's already basically prepared. Just have to warm it up.
And I think it tastes better warm the second day. Although I will confess, I don't like turkey. It doesn't matter when you cook turkey. I'm not going to eat it. But the other stuff really, like green bean casserole, much better the second day. I don't know what it is. You don't like green bean casserole? Oh, wow.
No, but stuffing rewarmed, especially if it has a little bit of a crust on it.
Oh, yeah. And throw some of the gravy.
Throw a little gravy on it.
Yeah. Or sauerkraut. Do you like sauerkraut?
No.
Oh, Wow.
Do you need to remember that I'm a fairly picky eater? Like
I
my
thought I
plate at
was a picky
Thanksgiving.
eater, but you're exceeding me here.
Oh, way. My plate at Thanksgiving is turkey, stuffing, more stuffing,
Mashed potatoes.
a little bit, and that's about it. Maybe some
And
bread.
I picture them all being in their own little compartment, right? You have one of those plates so that they don't touch each other.
No.
No? Oh, I
No.
thought you'd be a guy who wanted them like separate.
No. Little turkey in with my stuffing. It's good. Let the gravy kind of go over all of it. Now, my father-in-law, who's with us.
You know the worst part of this, Tom? We're talking about this the day before Thanksgiving because we're recording this. And this is making me hungry. It is 12:31 right now, East Coast time, and I haven't had lunch. And this is really hurting.
Fair. I understand that.
I might have to go to Denny's for lunch and just get like the Thanksgiving special and just not eat hold the turkey. They'll be like, you just want stuffing? Like, I'd like stuffing, gravy, and mashed potatoes.
You can get a sub like that at Wawa. Just saying.
Hey now.
It's only up the street from me. You could probably do that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyhow, let's get back to our topic. Although I think what we have been talking about is being grateful for the things that we enjoy and that are a part of, even as small as they might be, is like putting a little gravy on it or rewarming leftovers. There is an opportunity to be grateful for that. And we've been talking about being grateful all week. Talked about what it is, why it matters, when it matters. And then today we're going to talk a little bit about celebrating being grateful. And so I'm curious, Bob, what are some of your thoughts around this topic?
I think celebrating being grateful is just being open and honest about it in the moment. I find that if I celebrate, let's say, God forbid, someone drops the turkey and it hits the ground, which would be a major catastrophe.
5-second rule.
There you go. That 5-second rule, or, well, at least the stuffing wasn't inside, so it's fine.
True.
Right?
True.
There's
and it has the skin, so you could just take the skin off, right? The skin's
exactly.
protecting it. Although the skin is pretty good, I must say.
Better it happen after it's cooked than before it's cooked, right?
I guess. Although once you
cook it, you don't want all the turkey. I picked up a turkey yesterday. It was not a pretty thing. Turkeys are not pretty before they're cooked. Trust me.
Okay.
So, but what I'm getting at is the idea that there's always something worth discovering. It might be something like, oh, wow, I probably shouldn't put the turkey on a stack of 4 paper plates. That's a valuable lesson. You don't make that mistake twice in life. I will bet you good money.
Fair
and
point.
So we have this opportunity. And I think when fire engine's going by outside. Someone's getting an early start on their turkey.
That's right.
When we have that opportunity, not just to learn ourselves, but to help others understand. And one of the things I think to celebrate when things don't go as we expect and to be thankful is to just make light of it. Wow, does everyone want to wait at the table, or would you like to get down on the floor with me and eat the turkey? That humor diffuses that situation, and it makes it more of a celebration. And and I know, Tom, that if the turkey hits the ground at your Thanksgiving tomorrow, they will talk about it every year for the rest of your life. And even at your funeral, one of your kids will go up and go, God, my father always made Thanksgiving dinner. In fact, I remember 2021 when he made it and we didn't get to eat it because he bounced it off the ground.
Yes, that is true.
Those are the stories that really create family, create connection. They just build bonds. And it was your son's girlfriend's coming tomorrow, right?
Yes.
I guarantee there will be some story that you tell at the dinner table that brings her a little closer. Like, I didn't know that about you guys. Really? That's how and that's also how you feel like you're part of something, right? by being a part of that celebration. And I think you're probably seeing it with your son, because when they bring a girlfriend in, it's kind of different, because it's like, he's got to posture a little bit to look all suave, and he's got to make sure she has something to drink, and he's got to make sure she doesn't talk to you about the wrong topics because you're so judgmental. And all those I'm joking. Okay. All those things are going on. But at the end of the day, if I talked to her, I'd be like, oh, how's Thanksgiving dinner with the Brush family? Oh, it's really nice. Oh, the celebration would be she got through that experience. And what could she learn? She learned more about her boyfriend. She learned more about the family. She probably learned some things that going forward, like, yeah, maybe I won't bring that up again. Because if you mention the grandmother and it's someone at the table, oh, it's so sad without grandma. And then there's crying for 20 minutes. Like, what did I say? You learn, right? We get that feedback if we choose. And so I think celebrating all the information we gather is a great thing to do. And not, as you've said, not to judge it good or bad. Just, this is what happened. The turkey hit the ground. Tom scooped it up with the spoon, put it up on the table with no plate. It got all over the tablecloth. We cut it. We acted like it didn't happen. And afterwards, we were joking with him, and I was cleaning up. And Tom, what should I do with the tablecloth? Yeah, let's trash that table. Well, it was Aunt Edna's from 80 years ago. Well, it's going in the trash can.
I like that.
Can I make up a good Thanksgiving story?
A long one, yes. And it was good. There were a lot of valid points in there. There's no doubt that the opportunity to learn in situations like this, where people they're a little less guarded, because you're with other family, and so you kind of understand, like, all right, or
maybe more guarded. I'm more guarded around my family.
That's true,
right? Sure. You may be blessed with the ability not to be more guarded around your family. If you are, you should be grateful for that. I know plenty of people. I talked to someone yesterday who said, I'm so happy my Thanksgiving isn't going to involve my mother. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Just she takes control. She's demanding. She only eats dark meat and all this. And it was a real nerve that got struck. And all I asked was a simple question. So what are you doing for Thanksgiving? He said, well, I'm going with my father and his family. Oh, where's your mother in all this? No.
Too much information to share.
Yes.
Sure. Well, it's interesting, as I thought about that, I started thinking about celebrating being grateful, is that I think as a renegade, we've tried to talk about that we don't just celebrate the good things. We celebrate the actions that we take as well, because sometimes those actions are really difficult. And I think it's similar to being grateful, is that we're not just grateful when we're really struggling. We talked about this yesterday, or when things are going great, that we're grateful all the time for all the things that we can gain. And I think when you think about whether it's celebrating that gratefulness or just celebrating in and of itself, it's celebrating all the actions that we take, not just the one that lead to results that we desire, or actions that turn out exactly the way we thought. That it's not about the results. It's about the actions we take. And I think it goes hand in hand with being grateful, is that when you are grateful, you about everything, you learn. You're always learning. You're always being impacted by what's real in the moment, which changes what's real in the future. And I think that's a great reason to celebrate, is that I had this experience. I took something from it, no matter how small or how large. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that I had that opportunity to be in that experience and to gain something, small or large, just gained something from that opportunity. And I just think that for me, that mindset has dramatically changed how I approach things. And and allowed me, I think, to remain even more even keeled and not get too high or too low with the quote unquote highs or lows, because they're all just learning opportunities. They're opportunities for me to be impacted. And I think anytime, as long as we continue to have those, let's celebrate the opportunity and be grateful for the opportunities to be impacted on a daily, minute basis.
Is that your one thing?
That's my one thing, I think. Yes.
I couldn't add another word to it. I love it. It's a great closing point that, we really should celebrate the opportunity to learn and grow.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for being with us today. I'm not even going to invite you to be part of our Ring of Renegades Facebook group today, because you're going to be busy with your family. We talk about that every other day. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So just go out and enjoy a great day with your family.
Or friends.
Or friends, if you're doing a Friendsgiving, yes. Whoever you choose to be around. And remember that every moment of this day provides you with an opportunity to not only be grateful, to celebrate, and to learn. So
Nice.
If you have one thing you'd like to share, please feel free to put it in the comments. Otherwise,
or if you tell us what you put in your stuffing, we'd love to know.
Sure. Good stuffing recipe is always helpful. Doesn't mean I'm going to change mine. Someone else might. And we hope that you have an amazing day, no matter what it is. Find lots of things to be grateful for, and that you celebrate the
Don't be blasé.
Don't be blasé. This is not a day to celebrate National Blasé Day on that.
Hey,
all right,
embrace
everyone.
the renegading you.
Go Bills.
Oh,
The Bills
good
play
luck.
tonight. Yes. I had to throw that.
Play?
They play the New Orleans Saints.
When? Thursday night?
Tonight. Thanksgiving Day.
Okay. All right. That's the late game. All right. Good deal.
That is the late game. All right, everyone. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. We will see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, for our next edition of Today's Antidote.
Embrace that renegading you a second time, because I said it earlier.
We want to make sure we close with that.
Okay.
And celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Today's Antidote, powered by the Renegade Success Network. The Renegade Success Network helps you confidently create your own unique pathway to success. To learn more about the Renegade Success Network and how you can take your next step, follow us on Twitter, connect on LinkedIn, or join the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. For full details on how you can join our community, go to renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Embrace the renegade in you.